Support your locals, starting with Space Smoke Shop, located on 125 East Pennington Street, Tucson, Arizona.
Space Smoke Shop features local glass, cheap tobacco, and any drink you can think of. We're also a hookah lounge and a venue. Like us on Facebook to keep up with shows, deals, and products.
Every second and fourth Tuesday is Punk Rock Tuesday at Space Smoke Shop, 125 East Pennington Street, downtown Tucson, Arizona. Be sure and tell them you heard about it on the GMR Podcast.
GMR. You are listening to the GMR Podcast.
You can hear my show on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere.
Stitcher is an award-winning free app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover from 20,000 news, entertainment, and sports shows. Create custom playlists. Rate and review the GMR Podcast on Stitcher. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad. And over 4 million car dashboards.
On demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcast. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store.
Oh, you know what this podcast is missing? Lots of Crucifix music really loud in the background so you can't hear us.
Well, yeah, I was going to say Ray.
Oh, Ray. It's missing Ray, too. Where are you, Ray?
Welcome to the during show. It's not the pre-show or the after show. It's the show itself. Week 54. GMR.
Week 54.
We were looking at well, let me start by saying a few weeks ago, we were talking about the origin of the after show. And I was talking about how we came up with it after the Alleyway show 20 years ago. And I said, yeah, there's footage of that. And you said, well, I don't think I've seen that in 20 years. And I said, that's because I don't have the VCR that will play it. I found one of the VCRs on eBay, $35.
Woo!
We watched about 2 hours worth of it tonight. I'm still kind of in shock/flashback mode. The crazy part is, me, you, and Mark Brady.
Me, you, and Mark Brady.
It felt like I was watching ComiCon outtakes. Only 2,000 weeks of ComiCon, probably more weeks than that, actually.
We could do the math.
That was 20 years ago. So we're celebrating 20 years of that program this year.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more. Maybe at some point we'll provide you some audio clips from select things. But as you were saying, we like to turn the music up really loud on those old episodes.
Drown us out as much as we can.
Now we don't even have it.
Not use microphones. That was always a good thing. Or just use one microphone, the camera mic. Obviously we do. No, we didn't always have a microphone.
No. Just like the
That
first
worked.
podcast.
So I was watching Master Ninja 6,
The first part.
The Unfurling, the last episode.
That's right, the last episode.
And, all right, so they're just out there, and they got a flat tire or some shit. They're changing their tire. And just so happens, some kid runs by, and these guys are shooting at this kid. So they go and, like, they jump in the van. Luckily, they just finished changing the tire. They jump in their awesome van. Really awesome van. I'll give them that. As cool as the A-Team van, I think. It should be as iconic. Don't you wish you had, like, a little Matchbox figure of that paint job on a van?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that kick ass? You had the Master Ninja van or whatever the dude's name was.
Oh, exactly.
Max Keller's van. So these kids are trying to run out, these land investors trying to run out this orphanage because turns out there's uranium on the property.
That happened a lot in the 80s.
And this kid, one of the kids goes and steals a lockbox, thinking he's gonna save his little his little friend or another orphan kid. And nobody likes these orphan kids in town. They think they all steal, probably because this one kid does steal.
Yeah.
And he's thinking there's going to be money in there, and there was like $12 or some shit like that.
And a radioactive arrowhead.
Yeah, which is crazy. And then, you know, they teach the kid a lesson not to steal and shit. And then they immediately break in to this guy's the landowner's office. And they break into his safe, right? They're destruction of property.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They're, you know, pretty mixed message there. It's not good to steal or lie, except when you're doing ninja shit.
Yeah, we're ninjas. We're allowed to do this. In the early days, he would tell Max not to just suddenly engage in fighting people. And now that Max has gotten more skilled, let's just go beat the shit out of
which is
people.
just happens to be a few months, apparently. A few months, not even a year. It isn't like back when I first met you years ago. No, this has all happened in a 12-month period, or with under a year. And he's become skilled enough, he's learned to do all this shit.
Intensive training.
Although there's very little actual training in the show. That's just in their off time between... I don't know what's going on. Anyway, mixed message. Not really the best last show. You could tell they had lost their focus. And it was pretty much just the same show over and over again.
Yep.
The second episode of Master Ninja 6 starts out almost the exact same way. There are these guys chasing a girl and they're shooting at her. And they just happen to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she just happens to be like a martial arts master. And they're in like fog in the fucking they're in a foggy cemetery. I don't know what significance the fog had. I guess I'll find out next week.
For the conclusion.
So were these released direct to video or something? These Master Ninja 6?
Yeah. They would put 2 episodes together and put a number on it and put it on VHS.
No attempt to well, the earlier ones were actual mashups.
Yeah, they have little opening credits and whatnot.
And then at the end, the kid wins the race, right? There was a race. If he won the race, they wouldn't let this kid race because he was one of those troublemakers, right? One of those kids from the orphanage. And at the last second, they deliver him to the fucking place, and magically he's in his gear, so he must have changed in the van, right? Because they were racing from the uranium mine. Oh, you should watch it. It's all out there.
Yeah.
On demand.
I mean, here on Amazon, you can get a...
And it was just called The Master originally, right?
The Master. It exists on Amazon.com for pretty cheap.
Those pictures make it look more exciting than it was. What about when he's on the fucking helicopter?
Oh, yeah.
And he flips backwards off the helicopter and lands
impressive.
what must have been like 50, 70 feet below, right?
Yeah.
And lands on his feet very, very delicately.
Well, he was the master after all.
He was.
Yeah, it exists in many, many different... hey, you can stream The Master on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
That's frightening.
How much does that cost? Sign up for that. Let's do a quick commercial for Amazon
Well,
Prime.
it's free if you are on Amazon Prime.
Well, yeah, but there's probably a fee involved.
Oh, yeah. Now, what if I want Master Ninja VHS? Master Ninja 6 on VHS for $17.99.
Wow. We should get that. There's got to be a few people left from the cast. Do you think any of these people go on tour? The cons? You know what I mean?
Not for Master Ninja.
No? It wasn't that popular? You'd think it would have been more popular.
You think?
It was a little too hokey in the way he would, even though they're not even very good ninjas. They were in the guy's office stealing the shit out of his safe, and they totally got caught, right?
Yep.
Totally just got caught. 9 p.m. on NBC.
Yeah.
What nights was that?
Not sure.
What was I doing on those nights?
Watching something else.
Watching something else. Series premiere, 8 p.m. Not a good sign when they keep changing your time slots.
There's an amazing amount of Master Ninja images on the internet. These are like clippings from TV Guide or something.
Oh yeah, I used to do that shit.
There's Master Ninja 4.
Any action figures?
Yeah, I wish. That's what he looks like now.
That dude?
Yeah, Timothy Van Patten is actually a very well-established director of a lot of HBO original programming. Director of more Sopranos episodes than anyone else. 20 of 86 he directed. He's also directed episodes of Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, The Wire, and more. Yep, this guy, Max Keller, stepped behind the camera. I wonder how he would, if you went up to him and you're like, Max Keller, he'd probably like, oh, God, don't talk about that. Or maybe he's like, that was, I liked that. That was fun.
That was probably his biggest role.
Job, and, we worked with Van Cleef, and it was a fun 3 or 4 months. I'm just waiting for the inevitable Blu-ray reissue of the entire Master Ninja series. Hey, it was shot on film.
They should reboot it.
They really should. Yeah. Speaking of reboots, guess what's being remade? Something we watched very recently.
Mitchell?
No, that would be too awesome. Point Break.
Oh.
Why they're remaking Point Break, I'm not sure, but it is happening. Probably because they heard our podcast about it and said, yeah, because the world revolves around.
Yeah.
GMR Podcast.
Our power grows. We're getting more followers every day. It's a slow burn. It's taken a year. Hopefully in a year we'll be doing more stuff. Going to podcast cons. Who knows?
21 weeks still. Phoenix ComiCon.
Crazy.
Demi Moore, Master Ninja.
Oh yeah.
Guys, she was the star out there.
That was an early Demi Moore role, I would have to think.
From Master Ninja 1, lest we forget. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, start with the Mystery Science Theater versions of Master Ninja 1 and Master Ninja 2. And then, if that hooks you, then journey into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or, if you're feeling crazy, just watch them unriffed. I do. I think they're hilarious.
That's where I'm at now. I can just watch them on Rift because I know enough. I'm pretty sure I've seen.
I still like this image because you could tell somebody really put a lot of work into
Is
that.
this fan art?
No, I think
Or is this promotional art for
that might have been one of the VHS box covers or something. Now you could tell that's based on the first episode, right? Because the plane, the first one's in the airport, the Demi Moore episode. Spoiler.
This is the one where he jumps over the plane when it's on the ground.
Oh, that's a good one. That's like 4.
See, there's so many episodes that are almost the same. Let's just mix it up here. So it's like they have a little.
I love the throwing star overuse.
Or
Those things are good for everything.
they are. Kenny's fucking good with them. He's just flicking his wrist, just doing a quick flick of the wrist, and he's taking out tires left and right. Bang, bang. He's a bad motherfucker.
That's some kind of European bootleg of it.
The Ninja Master. That's a better name.
And one day somebody busted out a scanner and started scanning in all the TV Guide clippings they had throughout the years. A good thing, too, because we wouldn't have promotional materials for the Master otherwise. I like how, try these too. Viking women and the sea serpent.
Well, sure, if you like Master Ninja, you'll like that shit.
And that's actually getting rebooted.
Is it? It's about time. I've also been watching a lot of Harry Potter.
Ah, you watched 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
So you're up through Prisoner, then. You finished
I
Prisoner
finished
of
Prisoner,
Azkaban.
yeah. I like, I don't know that I like them, but like the best thing about them is the little twists that your M. Night Shyamalan twists you're not supposed to see coming.
Yeah.
In the first movie, you're supposed to think it's the whole time it's the fucking, what's that guy's name? Rick something. The guy who plays Snipe.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to think he's doing everything.
Yeah, and then it turns out it's the meat guy who's a, spoiler alert,
Yeah,
it's the guy with the turban.
if you're not familiar with Harry Potter,
And he's got a head on his head, and man with two faces.
I enjoyed those. They kind of exist in that D&D realm where I watch it and I apply that rules to it. Like, I'm just watching a long campaign here. There probably is a Harry Potter RPG, you would think, established in that universe.
Well, there's at least, somebody's come up with it. I'm sure if you looked up, somebody's devised their own little game.
Oh, it's probably an official one, I bet.
Oh, you'd think they would have many
see.
official Harry Potter games.
I know they have tons of
It's a huge-
video games.
I've never played one of you.
I tried to, but it made me ill because of the spinning.
Is it one of those games, 3D?
But it looked like it would be interesting, though. I think they have one for every movie, and then they have like Harry Potter Lego years 1 through 5, and then years 5 through 8 or whatever.
I'd have to read a review before I bought one of those, because a lot of these movie video games they can suck. You know what I mean?
Like, I know they got Quidditch ones where you're flying around on the broom and doing that shit.
Now I understand Quidditch.
Trying to catch that thing.
People actually play live Quidditch games.
I
Like
guess
in a field?
It can't be flying around just yet.
So how do you get to like this? I guess there's no ball. You have to catch the golden ball.
The
because
golden snitch, is that what it is?
Yeah. Let's just make up nonsensical words
Well, yeah,
and throw them
nobody's
together.
nobody's used it yet. We can. It's like the phantasm balls, except it's got wings. You open it up and there's a little piece of a brain in there.
Did they all make sense when you watched the last movie? Did they actually wrap it up?
Well, the first time I watched them, I watched all 8 of them in a row during
How
the
is that
course of a
possible?
week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they all flow together very well. And then you get to that last one, and it's like, okay. So they do a good job of that. You're like right in the middle. Right. The next one up is a Goblet of Fire, and that one has the dude from Twilight in it, way before he was in Twilight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I need to see Twilight.
So he'll always be the guy from Harry Potter to me. I believe he was part of the Ravenclaw house. Or was it Hufflepuff? The two classes that don't really seem to do anything.
Now we're talking too much.
They're there,
I
but
think
we mostly are talking about Slytherin group and what's Harry Potter's group? What's the one he's in? I'm drawing a blank. Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Is that it?
Yeah, Gryffindor or some shit.
I know we got Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin. And then, like, the fourth one is the good guys.
You've got a good memory. You haven't watched these in a while, have you?
No, I only saw them once apiece.
Mm.
And actually, I saw the third one twice because I saw
memory.
that one in the drive-in. But that was the only one I had seen, and it didn't make a lot of sense because I don't really want to jump in on the third one with Sirius Black. Is that the guy's name?
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to the new season of Archer. That's supposed to start this week. You ever watch that?
I've just seen the previews.
It's pretty good shit. And what else is starting this week? Should be pretty good.
GMR. 21 weeks to Comic-Con.
That's true.
They haven't announced anybody else yet, actor-wise. So we're still waiting for those announcements. But if they said it, we'd already know it. And that anticipation would be gone. The Coachella lineup is up. There's a few good things, Motorhead. If there was a year for Gene to go to Coachella, this would be the year. We got Motorhead there. And then, there's a few other things. But that's a lot of money. Ray, save your money. Well, you know what? It's sold out already anyways, so that won't even be a concern. 21 weeks to Phoenix ComiCon. Brady, you want to chime in here? Mark Brady, silent tonight.
Who's the biggest comic guy?
Well, see, I'm so far
Right
out of
now.
comics that it's sad. Once upon a time, I knew all that stuff.
Yeah, I'll be listening to... I sell comics, and I have no idea who they're talking. I know some of the older guys.
As far as authors go, the only one that I recognize so far is Charlene Harris, creator of the True Blood series, which they made that TV show out of.
Oh, yeah, I remember what I was going to say now. Being Human is coming on, because you were talking about I don't know. So somehow I thought about werewolves because we were talking about Harry Potter.
Because the guy from Twilight is in the Goblet of Fire movie.
Plus, there was a werewolf in that Harry Potter movie as well. Now there's going to be 2 shows featuring werewolves on sci-fi. Pretty whack, dude. I think it's oversaturating the market.
Well, that's what happens.
I think we could handle 1. Who's the other guy that's going to be there?
Mark Shepard, the guy from what was his character's name on Firefly? Badger.
Ah, Badger. Yeah, looking forward to that. We're also now being followed, the GMR Podcast, Chris Gore. Shout out to Chris Gore.
Oh, hey,
He's,
yeah.
Checking this shit out.
And now it's time for the after show. Look, see? Stormtrooper and then zombies. This horror element is
It's crazy.
getting bigger now.
Comic-Con is crazy.
See, horror event staffing, that tells me that there's going to be more of that. I guess when your main star is
They're
Bruce
still looking
Campbell,
for volunteers. Yeah, I read about that in the first manual. It was a little bit more, the first time we went, there was a little bit more information in the back of the manual. Or the
how-to Phoenix
the flyer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Program, that's the word I'm looking for, program. The Phoenix ComiCon program.
Yeah.
Talking about volunteering and, how they, almost immediately after the Comic-Con ends, they need people to start volunteering. And so that would be fun. Like, if you're poor and you could just get away with that.
Or just do 1 year of, I'm gonna see what it's like from the volunteer side.
That would be fun. Be the guy who's up there checking weapons. Put one of these little fucking slip fucking ties on them. Zip ties.
Yeah, we have to peace bond them.
Don't want any trouble.
GMR
Podcast with Mark Ray, Mark Brady. I already said Mark.
Dan Harrigan.
Dan Harrigan, he's here.
Steve-O.
Steve-O, hey, where are you? You texted me a couple days ago.
And JJ.
JJ, I know JJ's listening. I think he's listening.
We hope he's listening.
I hope he's following us on Stitcher.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't win a Stitcher award this year. It's not going to happen. We're not even nominated. That's kind of how I know we're not going to win. Maybe next year.
Exactly.
Woo!
GMR